Love and joy come to you, and to you year will sail to, and God bless you and send you a happy new year, and God send you a happy new year.
I'm Gary, and this is Coasting with Culture, which is all about combining theme park visits and riding roller coasters with various cultural experiences around the world. During my return to North Carolina, I had a chance to go to a couple of hockey games, which left a day in the middle to make a return to what I long considered my home theme park and enjoy their Christmas event. This brought a chance to re-ride some favorite rides and take in the festive decorations and entertaining shows for the holiday tradition. While going with my parents to see the Seattle Kraken take on the Carolina Hurricanes was the big part of my choosing to come back to North Carolina in December, I felt bad that my friend Chris and I couldn't make the Stadium Series game in February work out. But as luck would have it, 2 nights after the game with the Kraken, the Canes would be hosting the Dallas Stars. I also found out that Eric from the Buzz Bars Coaster Club was free that night, so he'd come and join us as well, giving me a game to watch with family and one with friends. All that was left to figure out was what to do with the day in between, which I decided to use as a chance to head back to a favorite theme park for their Christmas event. I loved coming back to the building where I became a hockey fan, reliving many memories from games past, and I was especially happy to share this occasion with my folks, since they may have helped me become a fan by taking me to my first few games. There was also an added layer of fun, as it was Star Wars night, which came with costume character photo spots and Star Wars-inspired in-game entertainment. The game itself was looking like a one-sided affair when the Canes were up 3-0, but the Kraken did get on the board in the second period and scored again in the third. Ultimately, though, they couldn't quite pull off the comeback, and the Canes came out on top, having an impromptu lightsaber fight for their post-game celebration called the Storm Surge. I didn't enjoy seeing Seattle lose, but considering it was my old hometown team, I couldn't be too upset. Heading up to Virginia, I was really looking forward to seeing Busch Gardens' Christmas Town event after going for the first time 5 years earlier.
Children that round the table go, love and joy come to you, and to you year will sail to, and God bless you and send you a happy new year, and God send you a happy new year.
It was also great getting to enjoy the first part of the evening with Brambo and his brother before they made their way to a concert down in Hampton. We attempted to take a lap on Pantheon, but we ended up with my first evacuation from the ride, as it came to a stop on the first launch. So we decided to do as Buzz Bar members often do, and grab a beer over at Grogan's. I chose the Bold Mariner Brewing's Frogman Lager from nearby Norfolk, and it was a delight, as were the thick-cut potato chips and cheese dip. Once the brothers had to make their way out for the concert, I spent most of the evening taking in the Christmas Town festivities, with an occasional ride mixed in. What I found neat was they offered multiple ways to help keep folks warm during those colder evenings, including warming rooms and fire pits placed around the park. I finally got my first ride of the night with a lap on Invader, their GCI wooden coaster with a bit more of an out-and-back style layout than most of the Twister-style layouts the company's known for, but it's still a fun ride nonetheless. As the night sky grew darker, it really helped the thousands of lights stand out, and some of the displays that involved projections were really neat to see. After my walk around seeing various light displays, I went over to the Globe Theater to see their rendition of the classic Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. This was an abbreviated yet fun and colorful telling of that classic tale that used various projections to help make the set stand out more. While it's common for several of the park's coasters like Tempesto to be closed during this time of the year, this was the first time I could recall Apollo's Chariot being among the Christmas Town offerings. I think I could use one of those warming rooms after a lap on that thing. Ooh, it's chilly. Oh, I really want one of those warming rooms right now. That was so cold. After warming back up a few minutes, I went to see 'Twas the Night on Ice, a holiday ice skating show presented at the Royal Palace Theater, which offered a fun variety of musical numbers and routines based upon the poem 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. While I'd hoped to catch one last coaster ride for the night on Verbolten, it seemed that I waited a little too long as the temperatures got too low for it to run, so I'd have to wait till a future visit to ride it again. But being in the area gave me a chance to say farewell to a ride that was nearing its removal. Oh, why not for old time's sake? Well, something we could put on it, and just kind of nicely, slowly came back down. So, yeah, I don't think I'll miss it too much. To cap off the evening, I went back over to Ireland once again and enjoyed their Christmas version of a longtime favorite show of mine, Celtic Fire. A short comedy routine with the pub keeper sets the mood before the main performers make their way on stage and dazzle the crowd with some incredibly fast feet in a fashion done by many from the Emerald Isle. Heading back out to my rental car, I couldn't help but think how this had been a nice reminder of why I enjoyed visiting this park often when I used to live just a few hours away. After spending the afternoon catching up with some friends, the evening would be spent back at PNC Arena, this time with Chris and Eric, as the Carolina Hurricanes hosted the Dallas Stars. This was a closer game throughout, as the teams took turns scoring pairs of goals, with Dallas tying it at 4 each, with less than 10 minutes in regulation. The game went into overtime until Martin Natchez tallied the game winner for Carolina, sending the Caniacs home happy after another storm surge to celebrate. For the sake of trying to save some points and cash, I made my return home by way of Southwest Airlines, going from Raleigh to Chicago and Chicago to Seattle. Unfortunately, with it being close to the holiday season, both flights were quite full, meaning I was stuck in the middle both times, but I certainly appreciate the ability to make the overall trip cheaper. While I thought it was cold in Virginia during my visit to Busch Gardens, it was even colder during my light rail and bus trip back up to Everett, as it was snowy, and I even found my car coated in the white stuff back at my apartment. And while I was glad to be back at my place, I was really happy to have made my way back to my other home, reminiscing at favorite places and exploring historic sites. I also appreciated the chance to see friends and family in the area that I don't always get to see, and I appreciate them taking time out of their days to join me for some theme park time and hockey action. It turned into a great way to cap off my travels for 2022, which saw multiple quick adventures inspired by trying out different airline experiences, riding the newest editions of various parks, making a return to international travel, and best of all, spending time with many friends and family along the way. I'm grateful for the opportunities that 2022 has provided me, and with my recent life change, I hope these opportunities to explore the world and ride as many coasters as possible will continue, especially as my life shift saw another adjustment right before the new year when I moved south from Everett to become an official Seattle resident for the first time since I was 8 years old. Hopefully, the closer proximity to the airport and better flexibility in my scheduling will help create more opportunities for new travel experiences as I go coasting with culture into 2023. Thank you for watching this video from Coasting with Culture. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and click on the subscribe button to see future videos here on YouTube, like these ones which you may enjoy as well. Additional content can be found at coastingwithculture.com, and you can also follow Coasting with Culture on various social media channels at CoastWCulture for announcements, previews, and updates. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, take care and safe travels.